Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Going over Archibald Lake today. Trevor, how was the weekend? How you been? It's been a little bit of an intermission from tournaments here.
A little bit, it has been. Yeah, we've had a little bit of a break, but the better question is, how are you doing today? Because you had quite the day out on the water in some nice old rain here today.
Yeah, went fishing on the Wolf River today. Kind of slow, a lot of little ones, but still a good time to get out. Yesterday, fished the Winneconne Open in Winneconne, and
How'd you do?
that was finished middle of the pack, 30th out of 65. Our original game plan fell apart, and we ended up salvaging a limit
Whatever you
after
could.
crashing and burning on what we had in pre-fishing. All of our
Yeah.
fish moved, and we ended up, so for circumstances it wasn't terrible, but
Yeah.
definitely not amazing.
I had high hopes for this guy going into the tournament. He calls me up, a week or two before? He's like,
It was
I'm on
last
the
week.
He's
It was
like,
last
I'm on the
weekend.
5-pounders. We got this thing figured out. We got him locked down. And then I guess that didn't happen for you.
Fish moved. We went 3 hours with one bite in our primary spot, so
So how much was gas?
don't want to know.
How much was food?
Don't want to know.
Just a lot of money.
It was
and a lot
over
of money.
70 miles round trip yesterday.
Ooh, that will hurt with the gas prices here today. But regardless, we're moving on from it, and we're gonna get on to stage 6 here for Wisconsin Bass Battles, our inaugural season. So stage 6 is prevented. No, it's prevented. Yep, it's prevented, but presented by Vector Hooks. Now, Vector Hooks is one of the companies I'm sponsored by, and I really like these guys. They have some fantastic hooks, and you're going to kind of get a chance to listen here real quick. I talked with the owner the other day. Sadly, he couldn't be on the call. He's been, you got a lot of work stuff going on and all that, but yeah. So I was on the call with JB, which is the owner of Vector Hooks, and super awesome guy. Guy is down to earth. He lived up in Wisconsin for a bit, so that was kind of cool. He talked a little bit about like Nagawicca and stuff like that, which is a little bit south of us here in the valley. So it was kind of cool to kind of get his take on what he was really looking forward to and stuff, and what he's coming out with in his company and stuff. So we're gonna let you guys take a look at this interview here, and we'll come back to you after that. All right, welcome JB to the Vector Hooks Stage 6 Overview Podcast for Lake Archibald. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. About yourself, man?
I'm doing great. So you've been all over the board with going to different tournaments and stuff like that. I think you just wrapped up at ICAST. How was that?
We did. We had a good time. We walked around, did a lot of networking this year. We also sponsor one of the big events there at nighttime, Anglers Fest, presented by our buddies over there, Line Cutters. And as always, it was a star-studded event. I mean, who's who of the fishing industry, whether it was YouTube, Bassmasters, the Elite Series, the magazine, FLW, it didn't matter. Everybody was there.
Sure.
I mean, we had a good time. So yeah, but yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm home this week. My daughter's in town. I took a week off, and then next Tuesday I'm back on the road in Florida for a few days, and then I fly to Texas to meet with some people out there to handle some business. So, but yeah, I'm on the move a lot.
My goodness, all over the country. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures from the party or whatever after. Matt Robertson looked like he was there, and just looked like a crazy event. So
he was, like I said, there was quite a few people that came. Like I said, a lot of Elite Series anglers were there. People from the magazine, TV shows. Our buddy Clay Guida from the UFC showed up with G-Rat Baits and those guys over there. But yeah, we had a bunch of Instagram models and YouTube people came. So it was, like I said, it was a little bit of everything. So
very cool, very cool. Well, on our end, we're pretty busy too. Obviously, not as busy as you, but we're rolling right along with this whole brand new series. So we're on to stage 6, which is the stage that you guys sponsored. Why did you guys decide to hop on board with Wisconsin Bass Battles for our initial season?
I mean, when you guys first approached me, I like the concept of it. You guys are new, trying to start something. We're obviously a new company trying to start something. So we were in your shoes once, where we were. We still are the new guy on the block, but I remember those first couple of weeks thinking, did I do the right thing? Did I waste my money?
Yeah.
Uh, is this ever going to go anywhere? What's going on? So, and then I'm familiar with with Wisconsin. I lived up there for a little bit. And when you guys came to me, like I said, I wanted to help. You guys seem like good guys. And so here we are.
For sure, absolutely. So where were you located in Wisconsin when you were up in here?
I lived in Waukesha, which is just outside of Milwaukee.
Yep, a little bit towards the southern part. Did you have any favorite lakes that you remember fishing up in
And we
Wisconsin?
fished Pewaukee and Nagawicca a lot just because they were
Nice.
local. So that's where I, first, fell in love with smallmouth and walleye, and then obviously with moving to Ohio later, getting to fish the Great Lakes and up in Michigan and stuff, I got spoiled. So, but being back down here in Florida, this is where I grew up. This is where I belong. I can't do that cold weather, man. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
not
we
for me.
we usually say it's like 9 months of winter and like 3 months of summer, and it's been pretty much like that for this year. We had like the spring, it flipped a switch from winter to summer instantaneously and had 90-degree days in the middle of spring. So yeah, kind of
Oh,
interesting. So
I believe it. It's been crazy weather everywhere. I mean, I think today again we were triple digit heat index, stuff like that. So, but
crazy.
I
Yeah.
live on I live on the lake. My neighbor's got a pool, and we're an hour from the beach, so I can cool off. We're all right.
There you go. Yeah. So you were talking about like nags. Well, we call it nags or whatever, but Nagawicca. And what we're trying to do is try to promote these small lakes around Wisconsin. So what are you looking forward to seeing from this series? Because obviously we're going to come out with this episode later on and premiere it in like 2023 in the winter time frame. But what are you looking forward to seeing out of this series?
I mean, obviously, like I said, it's nice to always see to go back and see where you get places that I've fished before. So to watch
Mhm.
how it's evolved over the years, because like I said, that was man, I moved there in fifth grade. I'm almost 40 now, so it's been 20 something plus years since I've even been up there. So just to
Yeah,
see the scenery and stuff is pretty cool. But as far as the direction you guys are going, like I said, I like the head to head thing. Um, I think you guys need to branch it out more than just two of you, though. I think you guys need to set up. Since it was your guys' idea, you guys need to be team captains, and you guys each pick four people.
for sure.
You guys go head to head each week and like
Yeah, big
knockout round type thing. But what you guys are doing is cool. Like I said, I can't wait to see it all.
For sure, yeah. As just an inaugural year, we kind of had this idea kind of rolling around in our brains, like last year and stuff, and we did like kind of some quick little ones, kind of like some rundown ones or whatever, and we saw that it worked out pretty well, and we just decided to go full force with it this year to see how it works, and hopefully we can branch out, like you said, that would be absolutely cool to do. So we're starting out with our new series and stuff, so we're like kind of the new guys on the block kind of with this idea, but like you said, you're coming into this new industry with these vector hooks and stuff. So can you talk to me kind of a little bit about the origins of your company or where it started, what products you guys have out, or what makes you different from different brands like Gamakatsu hooks or like Eagle Claw, Trocar, stuff like that?
Gotcha. Well, how we got started was uh, I grew up fishing. My dad fished bass back in the 70s and 80s, and that's just always what I wanted. It's always been in my blood. So, and I've been in sales my whole life, and I just got tired of working for everybody else.
Hmm.
And I was fishing a tournament, and had two hooks break right in the bend, right on the hook set,
Yeah.
brand new hooks, just snapped in half. And I get it. Everybody has a day. Everybody has a product that's gonna be faulty at times, but
Hmm.
it cost me a lot of money. It cost me a big opportunity, and I said I'm done. I'm done using these, and was sitting around with some buddies of mine, and from high school and from back up north, and come to find out, one of them was a metallurgist, and a couple of them were engineers, and one of them did this, and one of them was a welder, and they all knew metal. We were all sitting around talking, and I started pitching some ideas around, and next thing you know, we had some drawings drawn up, and we started looking for a way to make hooks better. So.
Mhm.
When people ask, I say, we didn't reinvent the wheel. We just made the wheel last longer.
Gotcha.
So we've tested some different alloys, different metals, mixed them in with what other companies are using, and we found one that works a little bit better. Um, Stays stronger, stays sharper.
Yeah.
It's got some flex to it, so it doesn't just bend and snap. Um, I mean, with anything, obviously it's metal. Eventually, the coating's going to fall off. Eventually, it's going to dull. Eventually, it's going to rust.
Yeah.
But it's 10 times, 20 times longer than any other hook on the market. So
Yeah.
we don't have the issues of, and I'm not bad mouthing anybody because, like I said, we're the small guy. Almost every other hook company could buy and sell us tomorrow. Like we don't even exist. So,
Yeah.
we give credit where credit's due. But you can leave a salt infused bait stuck to our hook for a week and it's not going to rust out, whereas some of these other companies rust out within 24 hours and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
I've
um
had that happen where I'm using like tube jigs. I know you guys don't make tube jigs, but I use it for
they're on
one
the way.
one day and then the next day it's all rusted up. So I'm like, that's not really worth my value. And I know that this year for some odd reason the only way I've caught fish is by flipping. And I've been using the EWG hooks. I'm kind of a little weird. I don't use a flipping hook exactly, but I like an EWG hook, and I've used your stuff all year and never had anything rust or anything. They stay super sharp. Half the time I'm hooking myself as I'm trying to unhook the fish. And
Yeah, we've had a few guys have to have surgery. One guy had to have a bone graft. He got it went all the way through his finger, like all
oh
the way through
no.
his finger. It was crazy, but yeah, they're definitely a super sharp. They, like I said, and they keep that edge. They keep that point. There's other companies that talk about, oh, this one's got this point or this one's got this type of this, and
Hmm.
ours is super sharp and this and that, and they're right. There are some companies out there that have some laser sharp, just super sharp hooks.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's not the sharpness of the hook that penetrates the fish. It's well, I mean it does, but where some of these other companies got the sharpened edges, when that fish turns its head, it rotates and
Yeah.
it starts cutting. So
For sure.
eventually, the fish, you fight it left, you fight it back around the trolling motor, it jumps a couple of times. It's now got a small hole,
Yeah.
and that first bit of slack line, that hook comes out.
For
So
sure.
with ours, um, our barbs are a little bit bigger. We have a true point technology. We're more worried about keeping the fish pinned than blowing his mouth wide open. And
Absolutely.
then with our treble hooks, with our design on our Tornado treble hooks, they have that slight twist, so it has a better hookup ratio. So where some of these other hooks are tearing the fish's mouth, when the fish turns with our treble hooks, it actually corkscrews, so it buries deeper in there. So,
Gotcha. For
but
sure.
we've got all sorts of stuff. I mean, if you can see behind me, I'm here in my office. I
The
mean,
big old wall of baits there. There you go. The big old wall of
there's
hooks.
all sorts of stuff. Some fish on the wall. I mean,
Yeah. For
there's,
sure.
like I said, a little bit of everything from freshwater to
Yep. There you go.
saltwater and stuff like that. So
And I've looked on your website and stuff, and you guys got freshwater, saltwater, replacement hooks and stuff. And one thing I just saw on there today was you guys are coming out with a buzzbait. It looks like.
yeah, we've been working on some stuff, some prototypes. Obviously, nothing's set in stone yet because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we are a hook man. We are a hook company, so we do know that we still have a lot of hooks that we need to get out on the market. We're working on some other stuff. We've got actually a new flipping hook coming out that we've sat down and designed with Elite Series angler Brad Watley. Um, we've got a new Aberdeen style hook coming for all of our panfish guys and crappie guys. We've got some new Kale hooks coming out. And then different types of rigs, your Jika rig, your Tokyo rig, stuff like that. What else we got coming out down the pipeline? OEM hooks. We've got quite a few different styles of hooks that fit into different types of jigs. So
There you
your
go.
30, 45, 60, 90 degree style hooks.
Yeah.
We've got that coming. We've got tube jig hook stuff coming, weighted belly swim bait hooks, under spins. We just got in new inline circles for all your IGFA offshore reef fishing and stuff like that. So not necessarily a big seller probably in Wisconsin.
Yeah, no.
But down here, they're flying off the shelves down here because it's
Absolutely.
snapper season and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys seem like you kind of appeal to kind of anyone and everyone for hook choices and stuff, which is really cool.
yeah, we're trying to. Like I said, we're still new. We've only been in this, 3 years, and we don't have, some of the financial backing that some of these other companies have. We did all this on our own, so
Yeah.
we don't owe anybody. We didn't take out any money from any banks or anything like that. So this
That's
whole company's
awesome.
come straight out of my own pocket, my business partner's pocket, and just us grinding. So,
That's the American dream right there, to just grind and do it yourself. So congratulations to that.
well, I appreciate it, man. And here's a little sneak peek. Nobody's even seen this
All
yet,
right.
so. That's the
Ooh.
new flipping hook, as you guys can see. Everybody asks what makes our flip. Drop that one. What makes our flipping hook different? If you haven't tried it out, there's a lot of great flipping hooks on the market. Not dogging anybody, but a lot of them use that plastic polymer that goes on there. Well, after a couple of dings off a dock, that plastic breaks loose from the metal, and
Okay.
it goes all the way down into the bend of the hook,
Yeah.
which now your hook's useless. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how sharp or how strong it is if the bait keeper stays down.
For sure.
So there's other companies that tried to do it like this, except they put monofilament in it. After a couple hours of fishing, your monofilament sags, so it keeps
Okay.
your bait out. Well, with ours, it's titanium. All these are hand tied, double heat shrinked, epoxied. Um, these are never touched by other than when they get welded. These are
Yeah.
never touched by a machine. So everything other than the bend, so
Yeah.
they're chemically sharpened. Everything's done by hand, so the quality is great. So also, if you look at our packaging, if some of those other companies offer you 4 hooks, we offer you 5. They offer
There you
you
go.
5, we offer you 6. So yeah, we are at the same price point, but we're selling a quality product. We're not
Absolutely.
trying to compete with say your mustaches or your true turns and stuff like that. Great hook companies, but they have their own demographic,
For sure.
and we're trying to
Get a little
put
bit
out
better.
more
Yeah.
superior product. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Where can they obviously buy hooks? I mean, I kind of saw your dealers are a little bit more located to the east and the south where you are in Florida and stuff. But I mean, they can just go on to vectorhooks.com and get some for themselves.
They can. They can go to vectorhooks.com and get our entire lineup. We have staff options available, different levels of that. We have a new ambassador influencer program. So if we got some people that's got a lot of followers looking to make some money, we have some job opportunities, promotions, and stuff like that as well. But yes, vectorhooks.com. And then if you get on there, we do have, like you said, the dealer locator button.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, most of our stuff right now is in the southeast,
Yeah.
but that's where we started. So we're
Yep,
moving
absolutely.
we're moving north. We just signed on with a sales guy out of Minnesota.
Okay.
So we're hoping to Minnesota, Wisconsin, the UP, Illinois, the whole
Midwest
Great Lake
area.
area up there, Midwest. We're hoping to make a stronghold in there. I know there's a couple of stores outside of Chicago that we're talking to. And if there's any stores in Wisconsin, man, that you can get us into, like I said, just we'll send you all the information. If I need to
Absolutely.
come up there, I will. If I can just send them the information, send them some samples, we'll have a sales guy get a hold of them. So
Absolutely.
any information you got like that, just name of the store, the person, email, and we can get them rocking and rolling. So,
Absolutely.
and then obviously check our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the heck
The
all
whole
those
shebang.
things are. I don't even know what all we have anymore. But because this year we're going to start doing a lot more expos and shows.
Okay.
Like so, we just came from ICAST. We always have a big booth at the Bassmasters Classic, which will be there again this year in Knoxville.
There you go.
But I know there's the show up in Wisconsin, I believe, that we've looked at going to. There's one in Indiana. There's one in Ohio. Texas, South Carolina. So we're hoping to do 10 or 12 shows this year, because that's really how we get our name out there.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of stores that are like, we've never heard of you. We understand that. So what we need is for you guys to go into, even if you go in and talk to your local bait and tackle shop, even if they're not interested, keep calling them, keep asking them. You guys keep calling them on the phone, keep going in there and saying, hey man, you guys sell this? And when they tell you no and you turn around and leave, eventually they'll be like, wait a minute, we should probably start carrying this stuff.
Sure.
And once they carry it and people start using it, like I said, it's slow, and we know it's going to be a slow process. We don't expect to be, one of those major corporations overnight. But the fact that we started, a couple of months before COVID happened, and we're still here, I feel like we're doing something right. Like I said, we're putting out a great product. We're not taking advantage of anybody. Our customer service, all of our ratings have been 5-star. So
that's awesome.
But we got a pretty good staff. Like I said, our pro staff, our guys out there on the ground level, out there fishing and doing all the research and stuff. We couldn't do it without all those guys. So we appreciate all of them too.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. This is going to premiere in a little bit or whatever, but I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given to our series and stuff, and thanks just for coming on.
No problem, man. We appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, so that interview was really, really awesome to see. JB is, again, an awesome guy. We appreciate all the time that he's given to this series, and he's really looking forward to seeing what can come out of here at Archibald Lake. I know I'm definitely going to be using some of the Vector hooks, EWG hooks, for flipping. Now, I am going to have to use those on that good old Barbie rod for the first hour, so we'll have to see how that goes, but, we'll see how she goes. And
that Barbie rod kind of brings us right into our next topic, because that was our punishment for Little Green.
Mm-hmm.
So we both went out fishing Little Green a few weeks ago, and it was a tough day.
It was grind.
Really tough day. I managed to scratch out a limit, but
I didn't.
I think those are my only bites I had that whole day. I think I caught 2 shorts and those 4 keepers. It was a pretty slow day. Size wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible.
No. I mean, how do I put this? Okay, your size was pretty good, not gonna lie. You had a couple, maybe 2-pounders or something like that. Mine was a membrane of a fish. we got it in there at about 14 and a membrane to cross the line over 14. So mine was like 1.25 pounds, I want to say. So it was not good. But let me tell you though, you'll see this in the episode. My last fish, it was a short. It was probably 12, 13 inches. But that thing weighed more than the fish that I had in the live
I
load.
hate it when that happens.
I don't get it. I wish I could have swapped them out, but it's you live and you learn.
I had that happen when I was practicing for state last year on the Mississippi last September. I caught a 13-inch largemouth that weighed over 2 pounds.
That's a chunk.
It was one of the fattest little largemouth I've ever seen.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's it happens, and I wish things would have turned out a little bit more differently, but for those of you who have been following along throughout our tournaments, let's see. Well, we started at Lower Red.
Yep.
And, you won Lower Red.
Yep. Well, that one definitely was not much of a limit, though. Those were a lot of small fish.
It was a very close match.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot closer.
It was definitely a good tournament. Elkhart Lake, you thrived at that one. I counted up all the fish that you caught. This guy caught 20 largemouth in the entire day. So, and 4 of those definitely helped him win. I only had the 1 fish, so that's win number 2 for you. We go to White Clay Lake? No. Yeah. White Clay Lake. White Clay Lake was stage 3. And that was a good one. Again, we fished really hard. I came out with 3 fish. He came out with 4 fish. Beat me by couple pounds or something like that. Then we go to Miller Dam, and we all know what happened with Miller Dam.
Unfortunately, that one never happened due to boat problems and people getting
more
sick.
so my problems than your problems. You didn't have any problems, but I had lots of problems. So now we have to cut a tournament out of the entire season. So now we're down to 7 tournaments, which means Buddy only needs 1 more win to take AOY. And for that reason, number 5 or stage 5 was
Little Green.
We just talked about this and I'm blanking here. Yes, Little Green, and comes out with a limit, not much of a limit, but still enough to get him his 4-fish limit. And congratulations to being AOY for 2022. It wasn't hard, I guess you could say, but I tried to put up a fight. For me, it's going to be trying to salvage the rest of the season, but some of these fish here that you see on the screen, some great catches, some very memorable catches from the year, so we can't wait for you guys to take a look into that episode, or the episodes, and see how that all played out and stuff. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right, now we are on to Archibald. So you have a little bit more experience than I do here, meaning I've never been here, but you have. So tell us a little bit about the lake, the layout, stuff like that.
It's a very clear lake. It's a smaller lake. It's only, I want to say, like 400 some acres.
392 to be exact.
392. Okay, not even 400 acres.
Oh, I didn't change that.
It fishes, but it fishes really big. It has a lot of islands. You can see on the TV behind us. We've got a lot of points, a lot of shoreline out there. Yeah. So small lake, but it doesn't feel like a small lake.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks like a lot of potential, a lot of like you said, a lot of points. So possibly some cranking opportunities. So with the lake info, it is up in Oconto County, so that's a good 2 hours away now.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's up by Mountain area.
Okay.
Mountain Lakewood area, so it up north for us, 1.5 to 2 hour drive. So
yeah. Not terrible. It is 392 acres. I'm just not on today for this podcast.
It's been a long weekend.
You've said it right, bud. So it's 392 acres, so it is a decent-sized lake, right in that range that we've been doing. It's 50 feet deep, which is pretty interesting. So talk a little bit about the depth and how that might play into the day.
Yeah, so there's a lot of deep grass out here for what I remember at least. I've only ever fished this like twice. And both times I fished it, I didn't spend much time out there, only a couple hours. And both times were in September.
Okay.
So, first time I ever fished it, it was a pretty rough day, but I did catch a 35-inch pike, so that was kind of cool.
That's not what we're going for, though.
I know. And then I fished it last year on Labor Day weekend as well, and I had almost 15 pounds of largemouth. It was a pretty fun day.
And that's what we are going for.
Yeah.
So good.
That day, caught everything shallow, but I have a buddy. I know a couple people who have fished this lake during the summer and stuff, and they've told me that they have caught them pretty good deep out there. So.
Well, for you and me, that's our struggles in fishing. We're not good at deep, clear water, so this should definitely...
If I can catch them shallow and dirty water, that's my happy place.
Me too. So this should be interesting. A little bit more of a level playing field, I guess you could say. So the fish in there are largemouth bass, like we're going for, panfish, walleye, muskie, and you're saying pike?
Yeah, there's also pike in there.
Oh, okay. Well, DNR's wrong then. So. You're outsmarting the DNR.
Yeah, and actually last time I was there too, I caught one pike, but I had a total of 3 of them either blow up, or not pike, muskie. I caught one muskie. It was a smaller one, like 25, 26 inches. But, so that was pretty cool. So I caught one last time I was there, and I actually had 3 others either blow up or I hooked into one.
Well, there you go.
So definitely there's quite a few muskie in there. For what I know, the lake doesn't grow them very big.
Yeah.
But there's a high population of them.
Still would be really interesting to get them hooked into or whatever. Now
Have you ever caught a muskie?
I have never caught a muskie.
I've only ever caught 3 or 4.
Never caught a walleye. I know
You've never caught a walleye?
We've discussed this, my guy.
Oh my gosh.
I have never caught a walleye. I've never caught a muskie. I've never caught panfish. No, I'm just joking. I've caught lots of panfish, but no. So it'll be interesting seeing if I can hook into something. Now let me tell you, Barbie rod with a muskie.
That would be interesting.
That would be a clip of a century with our cameras. So that I'm not hoping for it, but that would be really, really cool. So let's go for that. So let's talk about what to expect with patterns, because we are near the summertime fall transition, I guess you could say.
Dog days of summer kind of slowly working their way in.
Oh, yes.
Because we're going to be fishing this place at the end of August.
Yep.
So I want to say like 3rd or 4th week of August is when we're going there.
Yep. So patterns, are we thinking fall? Thinking summer?
Nope.
Dog days?
Summer.
Okay. All right.
It'll be... honestly, I really don't know. This is the first time I ever fished. I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, it was a couple of years ago.
we're just gonna go
Yeah,
and wing it.
I just went out there and I threw a swim jig all day and it didn't work. And then, but last year, all I did, I fished. It was downpouring rain almost all day.
Mm-hmm.
No wind. I just threw a spook all day, from like 6 a.m. to 1. I threw a spook and caught fish all day long. So
I mean, you threw a frog today and caught fish. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess there's something to it with the top water and the rain. So we talked about water clarity. It is pretty clear, so that should be an interesting
you
kind of.
see 8 to 10 feet down in most places. So
Alright.
pretty clear lake.
Kind of like was it kind of like Elkhart from your experience?
Yeah, it actually reminds me a lot of Elkhart.
Okay. All right.
Just no smallmouth in it for what I know.
I love the smallies when they fight, but yeah. So that's kind of cool. Nice deep clear lake and stuff, and then baits, swim jig all day, or are we throwing?
Yeah, we're throwing swim
6
jig
to
all day.
1.
No, I really don't know. There's a lot of docks out there. There's a lot of grass, but it's not matted grass. It's all like I don't know how to explain it. It's like eelgrass, milfoil
Okay.
underneath the water. So it's a lot of that. There's some rock around some of the islands for what I remember, but like I said, I really don't remember a whole lot about the place.
We're gonna go
I
out
haven't.
and wing it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna be.
I mean, that's how I do all these tournaments, but nonetheless. So when you're out there, what was like your average size that you were catching for largemouth? Not pike. We already talked about the pike.
Anywhere between 2 and 3 was pretty average. But
2 and 3.
There are some real little fish in there though.
Like that little.
Yeah,
like
we're
that little.
tiny ones. Tiny ones. There's a whole bunch of those, but every lake has those.
Perfect for the Barbie rod.
Yeah. Then there are some big ones in there too.
Alrighty.
Someone he caught 1 over 5, or it was more so it was a friend of a friend that caught it.
A friend of a friend.
So
All
caught
right.
one that was over 5 ounces, it was like 22 inches.
But those are fish tails. You never know if those are true.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're hoping for the best here. We're hoping for fish to say the least, because this is one that we don't really know a whole lot about. So we're just gonna go out there, wing it as we usually do, and hopefully it'll make a really great episode for it. And with that, you can always follow along. And Miles, tell them how they can follow along.
Yeah, you guys can follow along on Instagram at Wisconsin Bass Battles, and that is our username for all of our social media: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to shoot us an email at wisconsinbassbattles.gmail.com.
Yep, at Gmail, not .gmail. That would be interesting. I don't think it would go through, but nonetheless. But yeah, social media, we've been posting some clips up there, so glad you guys can be able to see a couple of those clips from some of our past stages. We are working on those episodes to get uploaded by, I want to say, January of next year. I think that's how we're just going to play it out, is brand new year, kind of lead into it, and depending on what goes on with their schedules next year, we're going to see if we can do this again, but Buddy's going to college, so we'll see how
kind of gap year, and
yeah,
ended up deciding to go to school, so
it's
going to be real busy next year.
We'll see how she goes. We're going to see if we can make this into another season of this, but regardless, all of the tournaments will be in order starting in January, and they'll go through, I guess, whenever they go through. I guess we'll have to figure that out for you guys, but it'll be definitely cool. We finished up a couple of the episodes, so it's been a lot of fun commentating and doing stuff like that to put this all together. So we appreciate the support majorly. We couldn't do it without you guys. With that, that is the end of our podcast. Short, sweet, to the point.
Yep.
Archibald Lake. What day are we going there?
Catch you guys on up in it's actually Townsend.
Yes,
Townsend, Wisconsin, which I guess is still up in that area.
It's all in the general area.
But we'll catch you guys out there on August 21st.
All right, we'll see you then.